Well, first of all, I don't know the facts yet, and I've learned from being in this business. I read an article about me today that was not true. Not that it wasn't true, but the facts were not presented in a way that gave a full color of what really was going on. So I'm having being in the center and reading about yourself. I'm so slow to make judgments until the truth comes out. So I withhold judgment on Spitzer. But if a politician or not even a politician, pick other careers, somebody that has the public trust is guilty of a federal crime, yeah, they should resign. So I will say that. But we as a people, let's as he resigns, as he loses dignity, loses face, so on and so forth, I hope that we all conduct ourselves in a way of compassion. I guess what's to be made is let's not make too much of the deal. You know, there are people in every industry, in every sector that have foibles and faults and commit crimes. So I don't want to talk about it. There's no trend. There's no, it just so happens that we've had 3 governors resign under painful and embarrassing and so forth conditions. But come on, the reality is, I remember I went out to, was it Colorado that I was? I'm embarrassed, I'm forgetting exactly where I was giving this talk, but it was a group of local leaders from all across America. And I was supposed to give I was a councilman at the time, but I was giving a speech on ethics in politics. And I sat there and listening to the breakout groups and seeing the city council people, state assembly, all these local people, hundreds and hundreds of them. Most Americans in the public sector are, first of all, making huge sacrifices. They're not like me or other people that are in the paper every day they're just doing it because they love their town, they love their city, they love their community, and they're serving. So let's not paint a broad brush on politicians. The overwhelming majority of Americans are good people that just want to see their communities make a difference. And there are a whole bunch of governors. Right now we got 50 actually. Well, maybe 49, but then another guy will get sworn in that are just amazing people. And every human being is a mountain range. We all have peaks and we all have valleys. And Lord knows we all have dark corners. And the challenge for politics is that you are in such the public spectacle that your stuff eventually is going to come out if it's there, and especially in these days, this day and age. So we may be catching people with more rapidity, but that's maybe because that the technology and the surveillance and all that stuff is getting much better. What it really is revealing is the reality of humanity. And as soon as we start thinking our politicians are not human, we're fooling ourselves and probably and perhaps therefore betraying the possibilities if we had more realistic understanding of human nature. No, I disagree with that, and I think that ultimately, I believe, and at least in my life, the intense challenges that my team has faced, and there are people in my team that have made more sacrifices than I have for this, bring out and often select for the best of human character and the best of who we are. So I'm not critical of the process. I mean, there are definitely times I wish I had more privacy in this game, but it's a trade-off, and there's a whole lot of pressure. But I wasn't forced into this office. I sort of chose it and made a lot of sacrifices to get it. So I don't think it's too much to expect that the voters who vote for me and put their faith in me and believe in me should expect that I conduct myself with a high moral character and a fiercely rigid moral compass. And I have to make choices differently. There are definitely ways in which I've become personally more conservative, where I won't put myself even in situations anymore that could undermine the public good in which I'm trying to do, or even give the appearance of impropriety. And we should expect those things from political leaders. I don't think it's something that we shouldn't. I'm just saying that when a person falls, when a person stumbles even, or when a person falls on their sword, that we shouldn't dance on their graves, and we shouldn't make grandiose things like all these politicians are evil, or or this person was a really, really bad person. Look, Spitzer did a horrible thing, but the totality of the man should not be about this one incident of his life. Did he do some good things for the people of the state of New York? Did he help some people along the way? So let's not write his epitaph as he was somebody that used a prostitute and was a hypocrite in that effort. And by the way, all the facts haven't come out yet, so you never know. The two-part answer, which I should have said in a much shorter way, is one is if you accept a position of leadership, yes, you should comport yourself and conduct yourself in a certain way, and you should recognize. And I say this for athletes too. People say, well, why should an athlete have to be a role model? And I'm like, come on. You got kids wearing your jersey all over the country. Yeah, you're a role model, and behave like one, and don't behave like a child. But at the same time, I'm a big believer in compassion and love. If somebody falls, you gotta treat them that way. And when I hear people cheering that he's and all this kind of stuff, I just think it's a little over the top.